A very happy evening to all the ladies and gentlemen present here. I feel so delighted to welcome you all to the national level webinar conducted by the Student Council of Guru Shri Shanti Vijay Jain College for Women. Prayer does not fit us for the greater work. Prayer is the greatest work. So let's start today's session with a prayer.
ओङ्कारं बिन्दुसंयुक्तं नित्यं ध्यायन्ति योगिनः 9 1 कामदं मोक्षदं चैव ओङ्काराय नमो नमः.
So, let's start without any further delay. And for that, I invite Ms. Indra Mande, Chief Student Council Coordinator, to give the welcome address and begin the session. Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, all. I heartily welcome you all on behalf of Guru Shri Shanti Vijay Jain College for Women for the prestigious occasion of a college for having its national level webinar entitled Effective Communication Skills. The idea of putting the foundation of an educational institution is so inspiring. What was once planted as a sapling is now grown as a large tree. In this virtual platform, I would like to extend my profound thanks and deep gratitude to my management, Honorary Secretary Dr. Gautam Bayat sir, and our principal, Madam Dr. Malti, for all the constant support for the event to happen now. Great things happen when there is a gathering of great people. Here, I can sense an extraordinary and smart participants who have made this day to arrive and who have made their active participation from various parts of our country. Indeed, with great anticipation that we welcome you all for this knowledge sharing forum. Taking this evening ahead and to begin with this session, I, on behalf of the Student Council of Guru Shri Shanti Vijay Jain College for Women, welcome the guest speaker of the priceless session today, Ms. Deepika Galot. Ms. Deepika Galot, a diverse senior HR professional with rich years of experience in corporate sector. Adding feather to the cap, she is an author, blogger, poet, and a social activist. To highlight few professional credentials, she has been recognized with Employer Branding Award, HR Professional Leader of the Year. She has contributed a lot as compositions for HR social forums, co-committee member in WRHR ACMA, has published numerous articles, grabbed place as the best poet in Pune and Rajasthan dailies. Whatnot, she has also extended her contribution in educational society by rendering many guest lectures. Let me hand over the session to Ms. Deepika Galot. Before me ending up my speech, I would once again thank all the participants on behalf of GSS JC. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Welcome, Deepika.
Thank you, Indira. Thank you to your college, your management to give me the opportunity to share my views with the students. And thanks to your team as well. They are working the backstage. So now I would like to start my today's session. Please allow me for that. Shall we start? Okay. As we all are aware about the communication, that is the part of our day-to-day activities. We are talking to each other, might be in another language. We have the various communication modes by writing, by speaking, by the languages. We have so many modes is there. But the point is that how we can make it effective and impressive, so we can impact with our thoughts, with our innovations on the other persons. So today our session is effective communication. I believe you will get the good stuff from here. So our presentation approach is like that. We are going to cover here. Are you communicating effectively? Four key components. Foundation of communication, listening versus hearing. Why listening is difficult. Various stages of listening, four ways to improve your listening skills, path for good communication, seven C's of effective communication, effective benefits of effective communication, and the conclusion. Before starting the presentation, I would like to ask the one question: are you communicating effectively? Yes, we are communicating, but is it effective or not, or impressive or not for others, for the listeners? Before starting my communication presentation, I would like to share one of the video with you. Before that, I have some questions. I will also clear your doubts as well. Okay, the video has stopped here. I believe you have seen the complete video. What is the gap is there? The message, everyone is passing the message, but not effectively. Why? There is a reason behind that. There is a few reasons which we are going to discuss further in our coming slides. Before that, I would like to share with you before that base. There is a four key components whenever we are doing the communication. There is a four key components. One is sender, who is giving the message. Another is source is message, and the person who is receiving that message, and how he is giving the feedback. So person who is sending the message, he coding the message, and the receiver is decoding. So between the difference between the coding and decoding, that is the effectiveness. If I am saying something to you, that is the coding for you. If you are able to decode that in effective manner, then I am the good person who's communicating effectively. So these are the four components. The person I got the one question from the one of the participant as well in the form, the registration form. The person is asking in the communication, who is the most important, sender or receiver. So after completion of the presentation, we will discuss about that. Might be you will get your answer. The foundation of communication, as per the one of the expert, they are saying the percentage of communication, there is a 9% is writing, 17% is reading, 32% is speaking, and a 42% is listening. So here the catch is that 42% is the listening, but as per the numerous test, confirm that we are inefficient listeners. According to one of the study, they came to know on the conclusion after 10 minutes of oral presentation, we are able to heard, understood, or retain only 50% of the message. It is very pathetic because we are not able to catch the complete message. In that case, what we are going to do, we will do the 50% from our side. So what the video which I have shown to you, there is the same thing. Whatever the message one person is delivering to other, they are retaining only 50%, and the remaining 50% they are adding from their side. That's why the message from the one person to last person, it is completely changed. So what is the catch is here, we have to be a good listener. So now the point is that what is the difference between the listening and hearing? Because sometimes we are in the classroom, we are hearing our teacher, we are listening our teacher, but we are not able to retain the whatever the teacher is teaching to us. We are not able to catch, or we are not able to retain 100% in our mind. Why? Because we sometimes we are only hearing. What is the exactly hearing? Hearing is the accidental thing. Means if you are in your house and you are in nearby your area, you are listening some music in some festival or somewhere else, so you are accidentally hearing. It is not intentionally, it is not the purposely, and there is no objective behind that to listen that music. So it is the accidentally. Sometimes you are passing somewhere and your two friends are talking to each other, and accidentally you heard about this half message, and that half message is very dangerous. So it is the hearing only. Involuntary, that is the hearing only. Effortless, it is the hearing. Sometimes we are in the classroom, we are not interested in a particular subject. In that case, we are involuntary in the classroom, and we are not taking any effort to listen the stuff whatever the teacher is passing us, or whatever the your speaker is passing to you. So in that case, the chances is to retain the message is very low, very low. And what exactly the listening? Listening is the very focused. There is some objective behind that. Whenever you are going to listen to someone, might be your speaker, might be your parents, might be your teacher, or might be if you are going for the employment, then might be your boss. So that should be focused. Then only you can retain maximum thing in your mind, and you can give the good output, and you can decode that message very effectively. That is the voluntary, because you have to listen very properly to the other person. Intentionally, because you have some intention behind that, because you have to give some output, you have to prove something, you have to do some task on the basis of the whatever the information your speaker, your teacher, your colleague, your boss is providing to you, because you have to give the result after the completion of the task, or after these listening from them. So usually we are facing that problem in the classroom. Whenever the student is there, they are mostly hearing, not listening. So as per the theory, we have to listen maximum rather than speaking, rather than reading, rather than writing. Because as much as we listen, we will catch, we will decode, we can use that information, we can implement that information effectively if we are listening with the objective, voluntary, and with the focused prospective. I believe I am clear about the hearing and listening. I got the one question from one of the faculty. The students are not good when they are in the classroom, because that is the issue. They are hearing you, they are not listening to you. So as a student, as a listener, if you are not student, then as a listener, as a colleague, as a subordinate, you have to listen properly to the your speaker, whoever is sending you the message. Otherwise you are not able to do your task, whatever the task is activity. So that is the very important point. So why we are not able to listen properly? There is some difficulty because of this. Some external factors is also there, some internal, some external factors is there. Physical noise, constructive activity. If there's some noise is going on around you, air conditioners noise, loud music, noisy conflict nearby, some fighting is going on nearby, then you are going to be interrupted to listen properly. Physiological noise, worries about money, might be your mind is going here and there regarding your some other crisis, your presence of specific other people in the room, might be you are not comfortable with the other person who is sometime we have observed that sometimes if you are in the one classroom or in the one room where you have the group of people, then you are not comfortable with the person who is smarter than you, and you are thinking he is more than confident me, or he is performing more than me, and he is the person who is like from the other person maximum. So in that case you are not comfortable with the other person, so it is also going to be interrupt you to listen properly because you are distracting from the other factors. Biases might be the one of the reason, because you are sometimes you are thinking the speaker who is there, you are like that speaker or not, that was also the that is the also one of the point, because in that case you are making some pre-perception about the speaker. On that basis you are making some perception about the speaker, and you are not going to listen him properly because you are having this some pre-perception in your mind. Sometimes you are having some physical problems, might be you are ill, you are having headache, your stomach is not proper, might be your room air conditioner temperature is not proper. In that case you are not able to listen, or you are not able to concentrate on the listening. Some it is like that the speakers are sometimes using such kind of language, or such kind of words, or such kind of technical terms which is not easily understandable by the listeners. So in that case sometimes students, sometimes colleagues, sometimes the other person who is listening the speaker, they are having the hesitation to ask the question to other person, what is the exactly meaning of that technical terms, or what is the exactly meaning of jargons. So in that case they are not listening properly because they are not taking interest in that, because they are not able to decode their messages. So better whenever you are having the problem with the such kind of decoding problems or such kind of semantic noise, then please ask to speaker, whoever the speaker, please interact with him, her, or ask your questions. Otherwise you are not able to decode the messages, you are not able to listen properly, and you are not able to perform well. So always be free with your speakers to ask if you are not able to understand whatever the words, whatever the technical terms they are using. I'll give you one of the example. A few days ago, I have discussed with someone and I used the word of RSVP. So RSVP, it's not the English. RSVP is a different language. But the good thing is that the person has asked me the question, what is the RSVP? So he or she was listening me properly, that's why he and shown the interest. I would like to listen properly, I would like to decode that word. And she asked me about that, what exactly that meaning of that word. Then I have explained this is not the English, it is a different kind of language, and that is the meaning is coordinator for the any function or any event. So you have to, as a, if you would like to listen, or you would like to learn things, or you would like to do the effective communication, then please whenever you are having the such kind of barriers, then feel free to ask your teachers, feel free to ask your colleagues, your boss, whoever is there. Otherwise you will face the much problem later on. So better to, whatever the factors or external noises are in your control, please try to avoid them maximally. Some kind of noises are not in your control, but maximum you have to avoid, otherwise it will be a issue for you later on. So to do the effective communication, please listen properly, and to and avoid such kind of factors whatever in your hand, and ask maximum question whenever you are listening someone. So the next step is there is a various stage for listening. Whenever we are listening to any person, first we listen, we try to understanding whatever the person has said, then we are trying to remembering it in our mind, Then we are evaluating, means we are decoding, we are trying to understand what that person has given me the message, what exactly meaning of that message. Then we are able to give the outputs, we are able to give the feedback. Like if I am going to ask you how are you today, then you understand it. Oh, okay, he or she is asking about me, about my health, or about my day to day things. Then you are trying to remembering it in your mind, because mind is working like that only. Then you are trying to evaluate, yes, I am good, I have to give some feedback to her or him, yes, I am good today. So such kind of the process we are following whenever we are listening the things. So that is the very very important process and important factor of the communication. As the expert also saying, we have to listen maximum, we have to listen, then only we can do the effective communication. So how we can improve our listening skills? Because from the childhood, it is the sometime we are having such kind of skills from their childhood, but sometimes we are not having such kind of skills. So we have to develop that skills. So how we can develop that? The first point which we by using that we can improve our skills. Whenever you are listening someone, please concentrate, face the speaker and give them your attention. Because if you are not giving your attention to speaker, you are not able to understand whatever the, or you are not able to catch whatever the speaker is saying. It is difficult to talk someone who is constantly looking around. If you are not able to do the eye contact with your speaker, then you are not able to give the attention whatever the speaker is saying, and it will be impact on your listening skills, because you will not take the interest. See, I'll give you one of the example. One of the person has asked me the question, which mode is effective nowadays? Because nowadays, due to pandemic, we are using the webinars through the some sort of apps and all that. Online sessions are going on. The major constraint, whatever we are facing, you also might be facing that same thing. You have noticed or not, I am not sure. But whenever we are doing the webinar, we are bit not comfortable as compared to classroom training. Why? Because we are not able to do the eye contact with the speaker and with the listeners. That is the problem and barrier for both, for the speaker as well as the listener. So we are facing such kind of problem. This is the live example. Because at a time you are able to see the only one person, and you are not able to do the physically attention to the speaker. Sometimes the persons who is mute, do the on the mute mode, and they are doing some other things, and they are not listening to speakers. So such kind of thing we are facing when we are doing the webinar. This is the one of the example. Many times we are doing in the classroom as well. The second thing, keep on your mind. Whenever you are in the classroom or you are going to listen to any speaker, your teacher, your boss, your colleagues, or you are going for the any kind of training, then please open your mind. Don't go with the any pre-perception. Do not judge or mentally criticize whatever speaker is telling to you. Whenever you are going with a pre-perception or pre-objective, then it will be issue for you, because you are thinking in this way only. You are not going with the open mind, then it will be issue. You are not going to get the new information, new learning, that will be distract your listening skills. The third one is active listening. What is the active listening? Active listening is you have to pay the attention whatever the conversation going on between the speaker and the listener, and whatever the speaker is saying to you, you have to pay the attention on that. Don't interrupt in between of any kind of content to speaker. Sometimes we are asking the question in between. That is the issue. That will be interrupt to speaker, or that will be distract the speaker from the whatever he's trying to convey to you. So don't interrupt in between. You can ask the questions whenever he's going to close his phrase, and taking the time to understand. Then take the time whatever the person is saying. Don't immediately ask any question. Don't immediately react, because sometimes the people are having the such kind of attitude. They are start in between. Like if I'm saying something, then he is not going to listen me properly, or my sentence 100% and he or she will start in between. So don't do like that. Listen him properly. Try to catch whatever he's sending you message. Don't interrupt in between. Once he close his sentence, then understand, then start talking about that. Then try to give your reaction, your feedback, your opinions, your suggestions. Then it will be very impactful and it will improve your communication process. Just listening, be attentive and relax. Don't get distracted by your own thoughts and feelings. Whenever you are listening any person, like I give the example, if you are going to see any movie, then sometimes you already saw the ads and all that, then you have some perception in your mind, the story is like that, and might be after that it is going to be the action is like that, or it is story is going to be in this way, then it will be a distracted your thought by your thoughts. So don't go with your own thoughts, your feelings. Just listen the person who is there, because the person who is giving you message, he is only the person who is able to understand what he would like to exactly deliver to you. Don't make any preperception. Don't distracted by your thoughts. Try to listen him properly, then react, understand, then act. Always listen first. That is the actually I am also the new generation, but that is the problem of our generation. We do not have any patience. We don't want to go with the very slow process. We need the everything on very fast track. So that is the issue which is going to be a decrease our effectiveness whenever we are doing the communication. And yeah, most important thing, we need the concentration. That's why many time your college management might be providing you the meditation classes, or they might be forcing you to go for the meditation sort of things, because it will increase your concentration. When it is concentration is high, you are able to listen in very proper manner and very relaxed manner. So these are the few points by which you can improve your listening skills. So what is the path for good communication? Because some person has asked me what is the exact process to improve or increase the effective communication. For that, you have to follow the few steps, like you have to listen to understand. Because if you are able to understand well, then you are able to react well. Then understand before speaking. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes people are speaking before listening the things, that will be a very harmful thing. It will be give you the very negative impact. It will create a negative image when you are going for some employment for your own business. Might be you're going to deal with your customers, might be you're going to deal with your employees if you're going in the HR professional, or you are going for the manager level, then it will be give a very negative impact to your peers, your colleagues, your customers. If you are going in marketing, then it will be give the very negative impact to your customers. It will create image like you are the extraordinary, or you are the overconfident person. Speak to be understood. Whatever you are speaking, it should be understandable by the other person. Please be careful about that. Seek understanding before proceeding. Yeah, definitely. Whenever you are proceeding for the any task, any work, or any if you are in the college, you are the student, then if you are going any kind of assignment, then please initiate first for the understand the things, then proceed further, then repeat it. Because whenever we are repeating the things, then only we are able to retain in your mind. Because as I said in the very first slide, as per the human mentality, we are able to only 50% we can retain in our mind, when whatever we are seeing or whatever we are listening from the other person. That is the very it is like a 50% only, it is not 100%. So for that, you have to repeat the things again and again. I believe so far I am clear. If you have any question, we can resolve in the Q&A session. So how we can, the question is how we can do the effective communication. So as per the theory, there is 7 C's which we can use whenever we are doing. It is applicable for both, might be for the oral communication and for the verbal communication as well. So we will take one by one. The first thing is that the clear. The first C is clear. Your message, you can see here's the one picture. The two humans is there. One human is the structured way, the another is a very zubbling way. So the thing is that the idea is behind that the person who is giving you message, or you can say sender, in that particular terminology, the person who is a speaker, who is giving me the message, he is having the some structured message in his or her mind. Why? Because he know what he want to deliver to another person. But how effectively he can communicate, he or she can communicate, that is the point. So that should be clear, because in the person who is in front of us, who is the listener or who is the receiver, he is not able to see in your mind whatever you are saying. By your, might be it's verbal or non-verbal, or might be written, or might be verbal communication. On that basis, he is going to be structured your message in his her mind. So your message should be very clear, easily understandable to the receiver. See, you can see there's so many apps in the market which is easily available for the studies of the junior students, or the students who is in school. I will not take the name because it's not the advertisement for this platform. So they are presenting their apps is like that. It is so easy to understand to students. It is very easy to study to students. So they are, what they are doing, they are doing to try to make the studies very easy, or your syllabus very easy, which is easily understandable by the any kind of students. Might be the person is average, might be he is excellent, might be he is a moderator. So they are trying to make it very in such way it is easily understandable by the each and every person, not only the person who is genius or who is excellent in the academic. So that is the point. Your communication should be very clear or easy. The purpose of the communication should be clear to sender. Yeah, definitely, then only he is able to decode your message, whatever you would like to communicate to your listener or to your students. Yeah, it is definitely for the both the parties, whether the teacher or the students. This is applicable to both. Whatever you are having in your mind, the purpose of communication should be very clear. Sender, then only the receiver will be sure about it, because the receiver whenever receive your message, if you are clear, then only he is able to understand. The message should emphasize on a single goal. Sometimes we are giving the instructions at a time, many the multiple instruction in one sentence. That is very very harmful for the another person, because the not necessary the every person who is in front of us, he is genius or he is the intelligent person. So we have to be give the message in such a way which is easily understandable by the each category of people. So at a time we are very careful to give the message in such manner we are delivering the single goal at a time, not give any multiple goals in a one sentence. Shall not cover several ideas in a single sentence. I'll give the one of the example. If your mother is giving you money and she is saying to bring some material from the market, then she has given you this several instruction as well, then you are not able to retain in your mind, then definitely you will do the some mistakes during your task. So try to give the at a time one goal, one message, one instruction to your receivers. Don't give the multiple instruction, multiple goals. Don't give the multiple ideas at a time. It will be easy to another person. Yeah, definitely. If you would like to get this some good output and maximum output, then you have to give the correct message to your another person, your listener. you have to use the correct language as well. Because some, as one person has asked me the some same question, who has registered in the for the that webinar. So yeah, definitely, it is not like that I am able to understand the Tamil and you are saying in the Marathi, then it will be issue. So you have to use the correct language whenever you are dealing with the person. It depends who is your listeners, who the group of people who is listening to you, which language is easily understandable by them. The sender must ensure that should be error free. Yeah, definitely. Then you, that is the correct message. If you are giving any error in that, then it will be not the good communication. Technical terms, as I said you, I'll give you the one of the example. I am the corporate person, and we will take the example, you are the students, group of students. If I will use the business terms or business words in front of you, you are not able to understand. Why? Because you are not familiar with that. Then it is not advisable to use in front of such kind of audience who is not familiar with the technical terms. We have to avoid that, because sometimes we are thinking whatever these as nowadays we are using this so many shortcuts in WhatsApp messengers. So sometimes we are thinking whatever we are typing, the it is understandable by the other person. No, not sure, not advisable to do that. Whenever you are would like, if you are in the talking to each other, your friends, and that's other thing. But if you are doing the some official communication, if you are doing this some college communication, then it should be advisable, don't use such kind of technical terms or shortcuts which is not is understandable by the other person. Because you are, whenever you are addressing, you are not addressing the one person, might be you are addressing the more than one person, two, three, four, 500 might be. So in that case, you are not able to understand, or you are not sure about that the 100% people are able to understand your shortcuts, your technical terms, or whatever the business jargon you are using. So it is not advisable. Please avoid that. If you are using the any specific technical terms which is understandable to you as a speaker, not the audience. Also, the message should be exact and well timed. If you are not able to deliver your message on time, then it will be a no use of that. Like if your boss has given you the message, please pass on the message today evening to so and so person, I'm going to abroad. Before that, you will get it, sign your papers. Otherwise, I'll come back after 15 days. And if you are not able to pass on your message before evening to concerned person, then it will be issue. So yes, it is the very much required. Your message have to be on the well time. It is, if you are giving the that message to another day, then it will be no use of the concerned person. The correct message have a greater impact. Yeah, definitely. If you are going to see any movie, if there is a if you are the person who is able to understand only Tamil or Hindi or any kind of language, then you went for the any kind of movie who is not from not relevant to your language, then it will be not give you the good impact, or that will not deliver the good message or correct message to you. And at the same time, the moral of the sender increases with the accurate message. So how important is that to give the correct message? If you are in the classroom, your teacher is not able to give you the correct message, then it will be issue and it will impact on your result. Vice versa, if you are not able to ask the correct questions on time with your teachers, then it will be impact on your result, not on the teacher. So be open and be do the correct communication whenever you would like to do your effective communication. Next C is complete. If I'll give you the half presentation and I'll discontinue my presentation, then what will be the impact? It will give you the half information, which is very much harmful. So your message should be complete whenever you are delivering to any person, must include all the relevant information as required by the target audience. I'm here to you give you the give you the presentation or give you the training on the effective communication. your teacher, the management has declared we are going to organize the one training on effective communication. Suddenly, if I have started with the time management, then what will be the impact on that? Suddenly everything has changed because you have registered yourself because you would like to know about the effective communication, not about the time management. Might be it will be add on your skills, but at this time it is not your target. And in that case, my audience is also is not that. So it is very much important to give the complete message and with the relevant information. The complete information gives answer to all the questions, because if you are here to for the effective communication webinar, if and I have started with the time management, then it will be not give your answer whatever you have in your mind about the effective communication, because you do not have as of now about the time management, you have the questions about the effective communication. Then only I'll able to give you the answers, and you are able to get your answers with the relevant topics. And definitely it will help you about the decision making, because sometimes as we will take the same example. You are here to take the inputs about the effective communication. Might be the objective of the audience, might be very person to person. If you came here with some sort of objective, if it will not serve again, suddenly if we have started with the time management, then you are not able to take the better decision. So it's required to give the complete information. Then only the person who is receiving your message, he is he is able to take the decision on time and in the good manner, in the better manner. So it is required to give the complete communication or complete information whenever you would like to do the effective communication. It should convey all the facts and figures. Let me give you one example. If we will take the example of corporate. Let's see, I'm the boss and my subordinate is there. I have given some task, but I have not given the any direction. I have not given the any data to him or her. So how I can able to expect the outputs, maximum outputs from my subordinate? Not I'm not having the authority to take the expectation in that case. So it is very much required whatever the facts and figures, it should be conveyed in effective manner to audience. Then only they can give you their best. The next C is concrete. The communication should be concrete, which means the message should be clear and particularly such that no room for misinterpretation is left. See, if you are in the classroom of mathematics, and your teacher is giving me the idea or information about the, you can say, the physics, then it will be not very clear to you, and it is not particular, and it will misinterpretation for you. So whenever the communication is there, it should be very concrete. Then there is a no chance of misinterpretation. Otherwise, in that case, it will be a gives you a very negative impact, or might be it will distract from the main objective. The all the facts and figures should be clearly mentioned in the message. Whatever the expectation of your teacher, your boss, or might be your expectation from your peers, from your friends, should be very clear. It has to included by the facts and figures. Then only you will get the good response, and you will get the good impact of your whatever the message you have communicated and your communication. And yes, definitely, then only the person who is receiving your message, then only he is able to authenticate, yes, your whatever information you are pass on to him or her, it is foolproof. There is no question of any gap. Concise. The next C is concise. The message should be very precise and to the point. Sometimes some persons are having the issue, they are not talking on to the point. They are giving you the idea about the like a story. They are giving the idea, has started from there. Let's see, we will take one example. If you come very late at the school or college, then your teacher is asking to you why you came late. Then you are saying, I started from the home, then my cycle got punctured, then I go there and I'll take the taxi, then I come here, then that's why I'm late. So it is not the to the point. So sometimes people are having the mentality or having the attitude to create a story, then tell the other things. So point is in that, and what is the weakness of that communication? In that case, you are not able to communicate the proper information to your receiver. You are That is not effective, definitely, and it will not give the good impact on the person who is listening to you. And you will also lose the time, or you it is a time wastage as well for the both the persons. So it should, whatever the message you are pass on, it should be very precise and to the point. To the sender, we can do that kind of thing during the friends gossip, but not whenever we are in the formal communication. The sender should avoid the lengthy sentences and try to convey the subject matter in the least possible words. Person who is able to do that, he is a person who can do the effective communication. We have to avoid the lengthy sentences. We have to the point. We have to convey the message in very least word. Then it will be a create a very good impact, or it will be very easily understandable by the listeners. Use one word or phrase rather than using many kind of phrases in your one sentence or two sentences, rather than club it in the very if you are going for the detailed training of communication skill, then you will come to know how to make this such kind of sentences which is very specific, precise, or how you can make the one sentence rather than two sentences. So whenever you are communicating, whether it is oral, whether it is written, please avoid the lengthy sentences. And two sentences, use only one sentence wherever you are able to do that. The short and brief message is more comprehensive and helps in retaining the receiver attention. See, if you are the listener and the other person, the speaker, if he is giving you the message in the very lengthy sentence, then it is not easy to retain in your mind. It will be an issue whenever you are going to pass on that message from one person to another. Then there is a chances of miscommunication there, as we saw during the video whatever I have shown to you in the starting of the presentation. That is the one of the example. Whenever you are passing the message, if you are going with the too many sentences, then it will be issue, or if you are using the lengthy sentences. I'm not sure during your studies in schools, that kind of communication games usually we are playing during studies. So usually we are used to play that game during their academics. The teacher has given the one message to one person, and that should has to pass on from one student to last student. And the impact is like that only, whatever we have saw in our video. That message is going to be misinterpreted by the other person, and miscommunication is there, and the lengthy sentences are totally they have prepared the some other stuff from their sides also, because the 50% is also only we are able to retain in our mind, and 50% we are adding from our side. That is very harmful for the any communication. And next is consideration. The sender must take into consideration the receiver's opinions, knowledge, mindset, background in order to have an effective communication. I believe we have also the some political speech, and whatever the motivational speakers, they are delivering the speech during their sessions. So whenever they are doing that, they have in their mind about the audience opinion, what they would like to listen from our side, what is their mindset, what is their knowledge of level. If I will prepare the presentation as per the student's point of view, and I have started in front of the higher management, then it will be no, because the mindset, knowledge level, background of the student and higher management is totally different. So it should be considerable whenever you are going to speak in front of someone, the person who is receiving your message, is he according to your message level or not. Otherwise, if you are giving the misinterpretation such kind of message, you are not using the message level as per the opinion, the knowledge level of your listeners mindset background, then it will not communicate your message effectively to other person, and he is not going to listen you properly. Then it might be after some time you are heard the person has not passed on your message, or he has not completed the task on time or effectively because of such kind of aspect. In order to communicate, the sender must relate to the target receiver and be involved. See, whenever you are going to give the any communication, or you are going to speak in your classroom trainings or your sessions, or whenever you are going to address to any group, then you should decide who is your target audience, because then only they are able to correlate themselves and they can be involved in your message or whatever you are communicating to him or her. Ensure that the self-respect of audience is maintained and their emotions are not at harm. Yes, definitely, whenever you are doing public speaking or whenever you are giving your message to another person, please be ensure about your language, your words. It should not be harm to emotions of any person, because it is very critical. Whenever you are saying something, it is going to be a remain in his her mind forever. So whenever you are using your communication, be polite, use effective words, not use the any harsh word. Then only you can impact on the receivers very effectively. Don't harm any emotions of any person. Next is courteous. The point is that in that it implies that the sender must take into consideration both the feelings, because whenever you are speaking in public forum or whenever you are speaking one to one even, then you have to be consider the feeling or point of view of other person who is receiving your message. If I am saying something and you are not interested or your point of view is different, then there is a no point to say something to you. So we have to listen, or we have to understand whatever the expectation, whatever the objective of the receiver. Then we can use the such kind of communication which is very impactful on the other, and he is going to listen you properly as well. The message is positive and focus at the audience. Yeah, definitely, whenever we are saying something, we are careful, we have to be positive. Don't be very aggressive whenever you are communicating with anyone, and it should be focused, then only the audience will take the interest in your whatever you are speaking. The sender of the message should be sincerely polite, reflective, and enthusiastic. We have discussed about that. We have to be very polite whenever we are doing the communication with the another person. The message should not be biased. Whenever you are saying something, it should not be biased. It's not like a one-way traffic. It's like a two-way for the any communication. Must include the terms that show respect for the recipient. Yeah, obviously, whenever you are saying something, if you are give the respect to other person opinion point of view, then only he is going to take the interest in your views, your message, and it will be going to be used by him or utilized by him or her, or retained by him or her in his mind forever. So whenever we are yes, we are doing the communication on day to day basis, but the point is that it should be effective. Here's a few example which will give you the more clarity about the whatever we have discussed, and about the especially about the seven C's of effective communication. There is a two sentences in different mode. First is I am contacting you with regards to the position advertised by yourself on your website. It is too lengthy, it is indirect, and it is not to the point. The second one we can use, I am writing about the job you advertised on your website. It is very to the point. It is one sentence, easily understandable by the person. See, whenever we are writing something frankly speaking, as a corporate experienced person, I'm saying whenever you are writing someone, whoever the person is professional, they do not have the time to read your lengthy messages, and they are not interested to decoding your indirect messages. So to the point, it is a very good example. Whenever we are doing any written communication, we should be on the point. We will take the another example as well. Should you require one sentence? I'm giving the example of whatever the communication or message you would like to pass on in the two different modes. Should you require further information, please do not hesitate to contact me. Whenever such kind of sentence you hear, you as thinking he is in the very authoritarian mode, or he is arrogant, or he is in a harsh mode. So please avoid such kind of things whenever you are doing the communication. Be polite, be humble, be supportive. Show some such kind of words in your. It will reflect such kind of words in your communication. That message we can do in this another manner also, which is very effective. Do contact me if you need more information. It is very polite, to the point, and very supportive. So such kind of example you can also recall in your day-to-day activity. Then you will come to know where you are doing your mistakes. So we are talking about the effective communication, but whenever we are doing something, we need the outputs, good outputs. So what are the benefits of effective communication? Good communication, yes, it is required at the all level, in all the sectors, at the every stage of life. It is not like that whenever you are young or you are doing the job, then only that you require effective communication. You required in your childhood as well, in your young age, your old age, every stage of life you need the effective communication. And it is also one of the key point or key of for success. So what is the decoding of success? The S for strong decision making and problem solving. Yes, whenever you are getting the good stuff in your communication, figure and fact, then you are able to do the strong decision making and problem solving. The upturn in productivity, yes, definitely you will increase your productivity when you are able to decoding the messages, whatever you are getting from your teachers, whenever you are getting it from your boss or from your peers or colleagues, then only you can increase the productivity. Convincing and compelling corporate materials. Yes, it should be very convincing, because your communication has to give the impact on your team, then only your team can perform. It should be included by the corporate materials whenever you are in the any job or any professional. Might be it is your employment, or might be it is your own business. Clearer, more streamlined workflow. Yes, whenever you are very crystal clear about your communication, your objective, your message, then it will be a very smooth functioning will be there. Enhance professional image. Whenever you are talking to your customers, your colleagues, your peers, your teachers, then definitely it will build your good image in front of others, and it will be a good enhancement for your professional image as well whenever you are going for the any kind of employment there. Sound business relationships. If you are going for the employment, doesn't matter if you are going for the job or you are going for the own business. In both the terms or both the sectors, you will get the good impact of your effective communication. You can build your good relation with your customers, your business peers, your boss and other person. Successful response ensured. Yes, definitely. Whenever you are doing the effective communication, you will get the good response from your listeners, from your receivers, your team, and it will be impact on your success. So this is the decoding of the success and benefit of communication. All the terms might be you are thinking it is related to corporate, not, it is related to your academic as well. If you are doing the effective communication, if you are communicating well, or if you are listening well, both the way you will get the good, you will get the success in your whatever the task or whatever the goals you are having with you. So what is the final conclusion of the complete stuff, whatever I have given you the stuff during your presentation? There is one of the one famous slogan from the our respectful Kabir Doha. It is in his language. I'll convert you for you. Might be I don't know from the different kind of language because audience is there. So I'll repeat in the English as well. Uh, the Doha is like that. ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए औरन को शीतल करे आपो शीतल होए. The meaning is that if you are talking in very polite manner, it will be a, give the very impressive or good impact on the others who will help you out to do your job in easy manner. See, as in my introduction, the management has given you the idea. I am the writer, speaker, poet. So, in our profession, it is not my profession, it is my hobby. So, whenever we are writing, we are very, very specific about the communication. We have to be very polite, we have to be to the point, we have to be very clear about our objective, and we are not supposed to write the anything with the audience of any specific reason, very specific language for audience. It is for all. So whenever we are writing, whenever we are speaking, we are whenever I am writing poetry articles related to HR, related to corporate or other stuff, then we are have to have in our mind the audience is from any sector, from the any sector, from any kind of any level of age, or any corner of the nation. It is not we are only targeting the any particular state or any particular language. So we are very specific, very polite, we are crystal clear to the point. We are not supposed to use the very lengthy language, lengthy sentences, critical language. We are not supposed to do that. So it will be give the very good impact on our audience, and we will get such kind of feedback. Then only we are come to know, yes, we are using effective communication or not. So there is a one question from you. If anyone can write in chat box, what is the meaning of mercy? Can anyone write what is the meaning of mercy? See, whatever I have discussed with you during the presentation, I told you whenever you are using the any kind of word, it should be familiar to all or easily understandable by all. If I am going to use such kind of word, you are not able to understand. Why? Because this is not the English word. This is the French word. The meaning of that is thank you. So this is the one of the example only. Do not use such kind of word which is not familiar to the audience. If you are having the French audience, then only do use the such kind of words. So I'm done with my presentation. If there is any question, there is a 2 3 question which I brought from the registration form. So just let me.
Thank you,
Yeah, I believe
participants. Actually,
I can take that questions now, right?
yeah, we received few questions in the Q&A link we provided in the mail. So, ma'am is answering the few of them from that. Thank you for responding. Actually, we got a good
I
response from
believe
you.
more or less. I believe more or less you have received your answers, but a few questions I would like to give the answer here.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Just a minute. There is a one question the person I don't know who has asked: who should contribute more, the sender or the receiver of information? So I believe I have given the answer, and you are much clear about that. Both the persons are very important in the any communication. Not a single person can do the effective communication. As a sender, you have to be very effective person who will send the message in very proper manner, to the point, very precise manner, with the figures and facts. And the another person who's receiving the message, the person has to be very good listener, then only he can decode the message, and he can give the he is able to complete the task in effective manner. The next question, there is a one question regarding the technology. So I believe this is not the this is not the our point regarding the effective communication. This is regarding the technology, webinars and all that, so it is not the part of this. So I'm not able to I'm not the right person to give the answer about the technology. There is a one question, I believe this is from the side of faculty. How can we establish proper communication between faculty and student in classroom? So I believe whatever the inputs I have shared, so it will be useful for the faculty as well, because this is the effective communication for the any kind of audience, not only for the students or not
Yeah.
only for the junior staff. This is for the as well for the faculty as well. There is a one question from the one person. Whenever sometimes we are facing the problem because we are relocating from one state to another state regarding their employment. So here's also sometimes in office we are facing such kind of problem, because whenever we are doing any meeting, so we are having the persons from the different states. So sometimes they are using the local language, so another person are disturbing because he is not able to understand, or he is not able to decode their message. So it is advisable whenever you are on the formal forums, or whenever you are doing the formal communication, then you supposed to use the common language. Then it will be good for both the person, and you can expect the very effective uh, outputs from the other person. Yeah, there is a one question. Does communication demand proper response from the receivers? And I believe I have given the answer. So yes, definitely. Whenever you are doing the effective communication, then only you can expect the proper answer from the your receivers, because then only he is able to understand whatever your objective, whatever your expectation. Then only he is able to give you the good answer. Yeah, the one person again asked about the technology question. What platform would you suggest as best for communication today's era? So I'm not the technical person, because this is the pandemic situation. It is our barrier. We have to communicate through the webinars, and which mode is very effective. I'm not able to comment on that. But yes, the communication is important. Thank god we have such kind of technology. We are able to see to each other, we are able to hear to each other, and we are able to comment to each other.
So I believe there is a network issue. There's a connection. So actually, let's go for the vote of thanks for now. Yes, ma'am? Yeah, ma'am is joining us. One second.
There's one last
Yeah.
question. What is lacking in today's student in the aspect of communication? I think it is also from the side of faculty. So, as I have touched the point in very small manner during the presentation, the difference behind that, I am also the one of the person from this era only. So we are having with the very less passion, we are not able to concentrate the thing, we are having the concentration level is very low. So that is the main thing which is lacking behind. The communication is not effective during the classroom. So it is not the only faculty is responsible to improve the communication. This is the equal responsibility of students to improve their listening skills. If they are able to improve their listening skill, then only they are able to give the concentration during the classroom to their faculty members. So then only the faculty and the students can give the best result to the college. So I have given you the inputs, I have given you the tips during my communication presentation, how they can improve their listening skills. Then definitely you will get the good result, and your faculty will also get the good result regarding the attention of the students during their classroom sessions. So
Yes, ma'am.
anything else? I'm done with that.
I think yes, ma'am. The Q&A session was really good. Like we received the questions, and ma'am already provided the answers during the session, and ma'am answered even now separately. Thank you, ma'am, for that. So let's go for the vote of thanks. We are concluding, nearing a conclusion. So first of all, I would like to thank Deepika ma'am for accepting our invitation and honoring us with a presence, like spending our time in this tight schedule. And then I would like to thank our principal, Dr. M.K. Malati ma'am, and our secretary sir, Dr. Gautam Vaid sir, our management, admin, our core council team for supporting us throughout this session. We had to plan like all this planning. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible. And special thanks to Miss Kavita, head of the department English, GSS Jain College, and Miss Jyoti, ma'am, of Computer Science Department, head of the department, for supporting us in the technical hitches and advising us and supporting us. Thank you, ma'am, both of you. We had a really good help from you. Thank you for that. And thank you, ma'am. It was an amazing session. We had a very good time. And I really think the participants would have been very interestingly watching this. Yeah. So, hope participants, you would have a great time. Thank you for attending the session, registering, coming here, listening to us, attending the session. That's a great work from your side. Thank you for that. So, I think this was a very beautiful day, ma'am. I'm lucky to have be here, be part of this session. So, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Indra. Thank you to your management. Thank you to your team, student team, who's really worked hard to make it successful. Thank you so much. I believe your audience has got the good information from my side.
So, participants, regarding the feedback link, it will be provided in the chat box. So, kindly stay tuned in the chat box so that you could fill the feedback link and which will provide the e-certificate through the mentioned email address. I hope the link is being shared. So, kindly keep an update on that so that you could receive your certificate by submitting that. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, our Chief Council Coordinator, for supporting us, giving us the opportunity to do this. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much to all.
Participants, if the link is not opening, do not worry about that. The link will be sent to your mail address to the registered participants. So do not panic about that. The link will be sent to your registered mail address and you can fill from that. So the link is also posted in our Facebook page. So you can check out and fill it in case you haven't registered.